Hey everyone, welcome to Copy Traderr, the platform designed to help you find the most profitable traders on the Solana network and then be able to analyze them in a way never before possible so you can predict who you can win with and who you can't so you stop losing money in the copy trading game. My name is Sean Russell and I've been copy trading for 3 years. For the first 2 years, I was like most guys, super frustrated, finding incredible wallets from all these expensive wallet drop groups and still not making money. Even when my traders and my mirrors made money, I was losing money and I could not figure out why. So I'm a coder, I'm a designer, I'm also an engineer, and I'm a copy trading enthusiast. So I spent over a year trying to figure out how could I analyze wallets so I could predict with high accuracy whether or not I could copy trade them and win with them. And I actually succeeded. I was able to quit my full-time job and no longer lose money copy trading. And I've spent the last 6 months putting the tools that I created for myself into a beautiful platform that anyone can use. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what this platform can do. So if you're a copy trader or you want to be a copy trader, you want to make thousands of dollars a day while you sleep, then this video will be one of the most important videos you ever watch. All right, so the platform does essentially three things. The first is to help you find the most profitable wallets. The second is to allow you to quickly simulate what it would be like to actually trade with those wallets to know if you can win with them or not. And the third is to analyze these traders and their trades and then run them through our algorithm to know the best stop loss and take profit settings to maximize your ROI with that trader. First thing we're going to do in this tutorial is to show you how we help you find incredible traders who can make you a lot of money. So there are three ways that we help you find profitable wallets. Two of our tools help you find your own wallets, and then we have our own daily wallet drops. Now remember, wallet drop companies are charging up to $186 and more just for wallet drops. And this is just a small part of what our platform does. So here you can see our wallet drops. We drop over 100 profitable Solana wallets every day. Unlike any other platform, you can easily sort through this grid. You can filter over here. And this just makes it really, really easy to find the wallets that you like. For me, I like guys who trade a lot. I like a higher win rate. I mean, some of these wallets look really, really good. So this is the first means of getting profitable wallets, and there'll be over 100 new profitable wallets dropped every single day. But if you do want to do your own research, then we definitely have tools that can help you find wallets that nobody else has access to, because there definitely are advantages to that, but we are dropping so many wallets that they're never going to be oversaturated or anything. But it does definitely help to find wallets that absolutely nobody else knows about. So if you do want to do that, we have multiple tools for that. The first one is the bulk wallet analyzer. So here you can upload a CSV or you can paste in any group of wallets. For example, if you like to get your wallets from Odin's Alpha, you can come in here and instead of having to open each one of these up in gmgn.ai and manually check them, which would probably take you maybe an hour, you come in and just paste them right here. It's going to identify 20 wallets and then click Analyze. And boom, it just analyzed every one of those wallets in a beautiful filterable chart. You can open up their gmgn.ai account right here. You can copy the wallet, you can do anything, and you can even come here and put your advanced filters in to find the perfect wallet that fits your needs. Another thing that you can do, which is really cool, is you can scrape any token. So if you watch pretty much any YouTube video on how to find profitable wallets on the Solana network, they'll tell you to go to Dex Screener or Photon, look at the top traded tokens, and then look at the top traders for those tokens. And there'll be like a list of 100 traders, and then to open each one manually and check them. And that could take you literally 6 hours, and you may not find any good wallets. So that's the bulk wallet analyzer, and that's a very fantastic tool that will save you a lot of time. The next tool we have is called the Top Trader tool, where you can take any token address, paste it in here, and it will find you the top 100 traders or that token in that beautiful sortable and filterable grid. And this will save you guys hours of time. Before this, you would have to go to Deck Screener, go to any token, look at the top traders, and check them one by one. But now you will get the same results in less than 1 minute. So here you go, guys. I just put in a random token, and here are all the results. All the traders, the top 100 traders for those tokens, and their stats. And of course, you can filter this, you can sort this, you can export this. It's incredible, and this will save you so much time, guys. It's a fantastic tool, and it's a great way to find wallets that nobody else knows about, that don't have a high slippage, and that no one else is trading. So those are the avenues that we have to help you find the most profitable wallets on Solana. But that is just the first step of the process, guys. And that's where most other companies stop. I mean, if you look at companies like WalletX, they charge $186 a month just for daily wallet drops of about 80 addresses. And that's insane, guys. For almost half the price, you guys are getting daily wallet drops, the ability to find your own wallets, and now the most cutting edge tools to analyze those wallets and to know whether or not you can win with them. So that's the first step. And what I'm about to show you guys now is what you do with those wallets. How do you know whether or not you can win with those wallets? Because just having addresses, it doesn't do much. You're still guessing. But we are changing all that, and we are eliminating the guesswork. And what I'm about to show you is going to absolutely blow your mind and change your life if you're a copy trader. So please, guys, I really suggest watching this video to the end, because what I'm about to show you now is actually crazy. So let's jump into it. Let's go back to our wallet drops. Find a trader we like. You know, I like those traders who trade a lot. This guy looks pretty good. I'm gonna open him up. Check out his GMGN. Looks pretty good. Nice stats. So how am I going to decide whether or not this is a good wallet to copy and whether I can make money with this wallet or not? Because like I said before, this is where most guys completely fall short, and then everything turns to guessing and money just disappears very quickly, and that's not what you want. So I'll show you exactly my process using the Copy Traderr platform. So first I'll take my guy and I'll pop in the wallet analyzer. So this is like GMGN.ai on steroids. I'm going to pop him in here, and it's going to show me everything I need to know right away. Okay, so we see right away he's got a lot of Solana. He's got a good win rate, 37% realized ROI, 8% unrealized, which is really good, meaning he's holding tokens for a long period of time that are doing well. He's got an average trade duration of 20 minutes, averaging 16 buys a day and less than 10% fast trades. I love it. This guy is ticking all the boxes for me. You can take a look at a deeper look into his ROI stats. Everything looks very nice. We can come onto the performance tab. We can see his performance over time. It looks like he stays pretty consistent. And then we can take a look at his trading behaviors. 0 scam tokens, only 34% pump fund tokens. That's very, very good. And we can take a look at his market cap. So he's not buying any low liquidity or market cap coins. He's buying everything above 5K and a lot above 30K and 100K, which is really, really great because there will be less slippage. So right away, this guy he's a candidate for me. And now I'm going to find out what it would be like to actually trade him before I have to risk any money. So how I'm going to do that is by using the simulator tool. So we have 2 versions. The first simulates as if you sold your entire bag anytime the trader sold, because sometimes you'll find with traders they will sell many times, and often they sell at a high point, only about 20%, and then they end up selling the rest when the token comes down, and it would have been much more profitable to sell all of it at the top. So it just like depends on the trader. This is a setting in the copy trading bot, whether you want to sell full or whether you want to sell proportionally, which means if he sells 20%, you sell 20%. So we have two simulators, so you can always know what the best option is. So I've got our wallet. Let's test it out. Well, let me just explain to you what this is. So this is an ultra accurate trading simulator. I mean, it is extremely accurate. We are connected to the blockchain. We know exactly what price that this trader bought and sold every token. This is public data. We know what it is. So what we do is we simulate a starting balance, we choose a trade size, and we choose a slippage. So we're always going to buy at a higher price and sell at a lower price than our trader. And depending on the price impact that the trader has on the chart will determine our slippage. Now, there can be a very successful trader like this guy, who's a successful influencer, whose stats are outrageous, but he has so many followers that if you look into the tokens that he buys, if he buys around here, you're not going to buy until all the way somewhere around here. And that's a 73% slippage. And a lot of people in copy trading, they are setting their slippage very high because they don't want to miss trades. But this is absolutely ridiculous behavior. It will cause you to lose all your money because he will be buying here and maybe selling here, and you will be buying up here and selling down here. So he will make money and you will lose money every time. I promise you that. So the first step is to simply see if this is possibly someone who we can make money with. So in order to do that, I usually set a buy and sell slippage of around 10% because that is what I'm looking to get. I don't want to trade with anyone who I'm going to have a worse slippage than that with. We can go ahead and select the turbo setting, and we can choose our bot fee. If we're using dbot, it's 0.5. If we're using OdinBot, it's 1. If we want to tip, we can tip. And here we can select how many transactions we want to check. So I want to check his last 500 transactions. That's including buys and sells. So now this will show us literally pretty much to a T exactly what would have happened if we traded with this guy for the last 500 transactions and we weren't getting a worse entry than 10% up or 10% down. It factors everything in, so it's incredibly accurate. It's very accurate. So let's just see real quick. It factors everything in. So the numbers are the numbers. We know when they buy, we know how to calculate the slippage, so the results are extremely accurate. All right, so let's take a look. So I'll put our slippage to 10, which is realistic. I don't ever expect to be getting less than 10 unless the guy is buying with like $20. So things that will affect slippage are how much they buy with or how many people are copying them. Those are the two things. So basically, what you're looking for is someone like this. Someone, when they buy around here, you know you're probably going to get in at worst case scenario with low fees in the second candle. That's a 2% slippage. I mean, that's fantastic. So you're basically getting in right behind them. And then when they sell, the candle is actually going up when they sell. So you might even sell at a higher price than them. So that would be absolute ideal scenario. And then the scenario that you don't want is when they buy here and there's a 70% slippage up. And you're going to lose if that happens. So first of all, what we do is we set our bot, which we will teach you everything about how to set up your bots. We set our bot to not buy if it exceeds 10% slippage. So we know that these are the results that we're going to get. And if it goes over 10% slippage, then you don't buy it. So you're not risking anything. All right. We got 500 transactions. We have the option to put a stop loss. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's see what the results would be. Okay. I mean, it's not the greatest result, but 10% overall ROI after fees, which are about $500 in fees, 161 tokens. That's fantastic. So basically, he buys 16 times a day. In 10 days, if you copy traded him with one Solana, you'd make $3,941.45 in 10 days. That's really, really fantastic. But let me just show you now the power of slippage. So let's say what I need to do now is I need to look at this guy's trades and figure out, can we actually get in at 10%? And if I think we can, then I need to put him in the bot and see if we start missing trades, because if we do and we just can't get in that fast, then we need to recalculate. So what that would look like in your bot, it would look like this. If you're trying to copy someone with a certain slippage, you'll see that the buys and sells are failing, and you don't lose much money. You maybe drop 0.001 when you miss because of slippage, so it's not a huge deal. But if you continuously see that you are missing the buys because of slippage, then you need to increase your slippage and then recalculate everything. So in this case, let's just see. If we check this guy and we realize we probably wouldn't get in with a 10% slippage, it'd probably be closer to 25. Then let's see what the situation would be. And we see right away that we go from making 10% ROI to losing 21% and losing $8,000. I mean, that is enormous. That's how important slippage is. I can't stress it enough. It's the biggest factor that people are not factoring in. I know most copy traders are setting their pump fund slippage to 50% because they want to get in the tokens. But why do you want to get in a token that you're going to lose on? I don't. I'm gladly going to miss any token which I'm not going to get in at a 10% slippage or less if that's what it takes. And if I need to increase my fees, then I do. And if I can't get in fast, then I can't trade with that guy. It's as simple as that. But the only way to know that and to see that is with this tool, which does not exist anywhere else. So I'm not going to go into analyzing this guy's entire wallet and all his trades right now. We show you how to do that in all the tutorials inside of the platform. But let's just assume, okay, I'm going to get in at 10%. You know, I've checked it out, tested it out. 10% is no problem. And again, I'm going to make around 10%. It's a little lower because my slippage is a little bit higher than it was when we started. But it's always going to change. So let's just get it back to where it was. We're back at our 10%. And again, guys, the numbers don't lie. This is just numbers. It's facts. It's historical data, so it does not guarantee anything that's going to happen in the future. But you can do a lot with historical data. It's a very good indicator. So what I wanted to show you now was the ability to simulate a stop loss. So there's no way to know what happens in these trades from the point of the guy buying or the girl buying or selling, whoever they are, there's no way to know. We can do all that in the settings analyzer, which we'll talk about soon. But if you want to be faster, because that takes some manual calculations, then there's no way to know if they buy. All we know is the price that they buy at. So there's no way to know if they buy at $1 and it goes down 40% and then up 200% and then they sell. There's no way to know. So you can't realistically test a stop loss in this tool. You can do it in the settings analyzer. But what we can do is we can say to ourselves, listen, I'm not going to let a token go down 90%. I don't do that. I never do that, because 90% of the time when a trader wins a trade, the token did not go down more than 40%. I mean, sometimes people hold for a very long time and let them go down, and then days later they go up. But, you can look into their trades to decide if that's a factor or not. But basically, I can come in here and I can see, okay, we lost this one by 60. We lost this one by 64, 66, 75, 89, 75, 73. I'm not going to let that happen. So I don't know what the trade did after he bought, but I'm pretty confident in saying that if I put a 60% stop loss in, that's not going to really affect my winning the trades that he won or the trades that I would win. I'll have to look the trader to know this for sure, but 60% usually is a safe stop loss. So what I can do now is reanalyze with this, simulating as if I never let the coins go lower than 60%. And look at that, my ROI went up 2.83%. Doesn't seem like much, but that's thousands of dollars because we're trading a lot with a lot of money. So now we can see here that here where it would have went down to 64, stop loss was applied, it only went down to 60. Same thing here. Same with all of these. It would have went down to minus 90%, but no, we're not going to let that happen. So that might mean that we sell before them, and that's fantastic. Selling before a trader with stop loss or take profit is fantastic. And I guarantee you that I can increase this ROI significantly by doing just that. And that is exactly what the settings analyzer will allow you to do. And I'm going to show you exactly how to use that right now. But first, let me just recap this tool and how fantastic this tool is, because you can have a list of 5 to 10 candidates and come in and check all of them and know right away whether or not you can make money with them. And if nothing else, this tool will save you thousands of dollars. Most copy traders lose all their money because they don't know that they can't trade with a trader. And this tool will stop you from losing all of your money, because you can come in. Let's jump to the wallet drops. Let's take a random wallet. You can come in, check a wallet on the basic settings real quick, and just see if it's possible to trade with that guy, and it's not. And that's on the worst settings or the best settings with 5% slippage, which is impossible. So if you came up, you'd see you would lose every time. But most people would see that trader, they'd see those good stats, and they'd throw them in Odinbot, and boom, they lose their money, and they're wondering why when he's making money. It's because of slippage and other factors. And this will save you so much money. For the cost that you pay to have access to these tools, it pays for itself in one day. And it will just save you thousands of dollars and allow you to make significant money in your life. Truly, it's the best tool I've seen. I don't think anyone does it as good as we do. And it's not even our best tool. I'm about to show you our best tool, but this is actually my favorite tool because it's faster. But like I said, I think we can take the ROI to an even higher level, and we're going to do that right now. All right, so let's take a look at the settings analyzer. So the whole point of this tool is to actually tell the algorithm, the program here in Copy Trader, exactly what happened in each trade. So basically, the program knows exactly what happened in the trade without having to look at the charts, because right now there's no technology that allows AI to scan the charts manually. But what we figured out was that with simple data inputs, you could basically tell our program exactly what every trade does. So if you do this for any trader's last 100 trades, then you will have a clear look at what would have been the best strategy when trading with that trader. So the simulator we saw before is fantastic, but it only knows when they bought and when they sold. So everything in between, it does not know. But we can obviously find that information out. So what we created was the settings analyzer. And what you need to do is you need to take your trader, you need to look at their last at least 25 trades. I like to use 50 to be safer, but the more the better. And you need to create a CSV showing the program exactly what happens in these trades. So let me show you exactly what I mean. So let's take this trade that we saw before, for example. I switched it over to market cap in Photon. So now we know that the trader bought in this candle. And what we like to do is to provide a safe buffer, because the copy trading bots, they are very good. They can usually buy within the same candle, but at the worst case scenario, they will buy in the second candle. So what we like to do is say, okay, if they bought in this candle, then we're going to assume that we would have bought at the top of the next candle at 58,000. And then what we're going to do is we're going to record every important market cap point throughout the duration of the token after they bought it. So what that would look like would be, okay, 58 for the entry, then it came down to 56, then it went up to 71,000 where they sold. And usually, to be safe, I would say that we would count their sell as the bottom of the next candle, because that's probably the worst case scenario for our exit. So we're always analyzing for the worst case scenario. So our real results will always be better than our results that we show in the platform. And if this is a little bit confusing, don't worry, we have in-depth tutorials on how to create these CSVs and how to analyze these trades and use the settings analyzer in your Copy Trader dashboard. So here would be the sell around 64,000. Then we can see that it goes back up to 84,000. And notice that I'm not counting every up and down, because we only count the significant points, and we'll explain to you how to know which points are significant in the future. But for example, if this was our latest data point, then we wouldn't count this, because it never goes higher than that. It just keeps going down to there and actually keeps going down, which looks like to 0. So there would not be any more significant data points in this trade. So for this trade, our CSV would look like this. We enter at 58K, we go down to 56K, we go up to 71K, the trader sells, and we exit at 61K if we copy their sells, or we go up to 84K and then the token goes down to 0. And we always assume the tokens go down to 0 because we want to exit the trade. So as you can see, the token does go down to 0. So now, why is this useful? This is extremely useful because, as you see, if we were to copy this trader's sell, we would buy here and exit around here, but we could have went all the way up to here. So oftentimes these traders are good, but they're not perfect. Of course they're not. And there's a lot of things that go into trading: emotions, fear, cheating, holding too long, all of this. But all we're basically looking for is good entries into a token. And we can use our copy trading bots and actually turn off the sell, so we won't copy the trader's sell, and we can find out what would have been the best take profit over the course of 100 trades. And that's exactly what we've done. So basically, that's what I would do for one trade. It took about a minute, and I would do that for, let's say, 50 trades. And that would take a little bit less than an hour. It takes some manual work, which is why a lot of people prefer the trade simulator, which is instantaneous, but you'll never know what take profit or what stop loss you could have used. So you'll see in these trades, like here, he bought at 27, it went up, down, he sold at 22, but then it went up to 71, so it would have been a 3x. Here, he sold at 74K, and after that, it would have went up to 242K, so he cheated that one. So basically, what we're seeing is that we can outtrade a lot of these traders by using take profit and stop loss, and by not copying their sells, or by using take profit and stop loss and still copying their sells. We can analyze all of this information in the settings analyzer. So what you do is, after you created this CSV file of the trade data, is you come here, you download the CSV. In this case, it's right here for us. You upload it, and the program will run all of that data and run every single combination of take profit and stop loss, with take profit from 10% to 1,000% in 5% steps, and stop loss from 10% to 60% in 5% steps. So it's analyzing over 107,000 combinations of take profit and stop loss over the course of 50 trades to figure out what the optimal strategy to use with this trader would be. And look at that. It's insane. So if we didn't copy this trader's sells, and we used a take profit of 810 and a stop loss of 25, minus 25, we would have gotten a 60% ROI. That's insane. Remember that our ROI before was around 10%. So, it's insane. There's no software anywhere else that does anything like this. And this is 100% accurate. I've tested it hundreds of times. It's simply running data, and as long as you collect the data correctly in the CSV, then the results will be accurate. And this, yes, it's historical data. So there's no guarantee that these settings will work well for the next 50 trades. But a lot of times traders have patterns. They enter tokens from the same call groups or with the same strategy. So a lot of times these numbers really do deliver. But of course, none of this is financial advice. This is all just information and data, and what you do with it is up to you. And never risk money that you cannot afford to lose. And yeah, you have a nice chart here. So it shows if you started with a balance of 10 SOL, you would lose a bunch of trades, but then you would win that big 800% gain. You lose some, 800% gain. You lose some, 800% gain. And after 49 trades, you started at 10 Solana, now you're at 39.5 Solana. That's really, really incredible. And then you can come down here and you can see the market cap insights. So this will tell you everything about, because we're recording the market cap at which the trader bought the token, or at which you would probably enter, we know basically what market cap ranges are more successful than others. So this is actually crazy. You can see this guy, he loses all the trades in these market cap ranges and wins all of his trades that he wins, which is only 13% in this market cap range. But because the wins are so big with these settings, that's enormous. So right now we've got a 10% win rate, but if we were to use market cap limitations in our bots, which we'll teach you how to do, we'll teach you everything step by step, then you can eliminate buying all tokens under 10,000 and all tokens over 50,000 and only buy the tokens that he enters within this range, increasing your average ROI to 87%. That is insane. Those are insane numbers. And then you've got the strategy grid here, which you can see the top 500 strategies. So if you want to find a strategy with a higher win rate that's still profitable, you can. It shows you everything. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. You can filter all of these. I mean, I'm so proud of how we built this, and the amount of testing and coding that went into this is insane. And to have the finished product now so other people can use it is really awesome. So like I said, we can see what it would be like if we copy the trader's cells, and you see that we would not do as good, not nearly as good. But this would be the best strategy with copying the trader's cells, using a take profit of 1,000, but it's not as good as just not copying their cells. So a lot of the times, most of the times, I don't copy the trader's cells because you can find out that you can outtrade them. And a lot of times when they sell, the slippage is 10 to 20%. So you're not exiting at a good place. So I'm either trying to sell before them or to sell at a higher place than them. And trailing stop loss, we can absolutely check for a trailing stop loss. It starts at 30%. You can see that's no good either, which that's definitely to be expected because we have such a high take profit that we don't want to sell if the coin drops 30% because these coins are very volatile. But we can up that to 55. We can up that even to 60, and still no good because these coins must be going up and then down and then way up. So we don't want to trigger the sell too early. And I find most of the time that trailing stop loss is not good. A lot of people think it's going to be good, but it's not. In lieu of trailing stop losses, what we can do is we can use smart exits, and we can completely customize these to say like, okay, if the token hits 500% and then comes back down to 100% and I sell, would that be a good idea? And the answer is no. So that would leave us at only a 45% ROI. And yeah, a lot of times smart exits will be good because if you think about it, if you have an 800% take profit, then if a coin goes up 600% and doesn't hit your take profit and then comes back down to hit your stop loss, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. But if you could test for that and see, okay, if a coin does hit the 600% mark and doesn't hit our take profit and I sell at, let's say 300% when it's coming back down, so I don't go all the way to my stop loss, is that going to help me? And in this case, it's not going to have any effect actually, because that would never have happened. And that's probably because we're only winning 10% of the tokens. So probably what happens is any token that hits 600% keeps going until it hits our take profit. But a lot of times these will increase your ROI. So play with that. And it will show you the updated chart and you can learn how to use these correctly. So that's the smart exits. It's really cool. And then one of my favorite things is the manual tester. So here you can test any combination of take profit and stop loss, minimum or maximum market cap. You can select to copy the trader's cells or to use a trailing stop loss, whatever you want. And it will update in real time. So you see for these settings, take profit of 100, stop loss of minus 30, copying the trader's cells, no good. Only a 7% ROI, but your win rate goes up dramatically. So some people like to win more and you're still making money there, but as you can see, it's not nearly the best strategy. And of course, you get your updated chart, you get your strategy insights, and Yeah, guys, this is next level stuff here for really diving deep into wallets. I've never seen anything like this. This took months of creating, months of testing, and it's live. It's live for you guys to use now. And copytrader.com with two R's at the end. It is the best platform for copy trading. We teach you how to do everything. We've got full in-depth tutorials so you can master this game and make hundreds of dollars a day, quit your 9 to 5 job, live on a beach, do whatever you want. It's all possible. This platform offers you so much. It really does. And while other people are charging you $186 a month just for wallet drops, we're charging you a significantly lower price for amazing wallet drops, the ability to find your own wallets, and then the ability to analyze them like no one else can do. So, yeah, I'm really proud of how this tool came out, and we're going to keep innovating, keep upgrading it, and we hope that you join the Copy Trader community. We'd love to see you in the platform. We'd love to connect with you, and we'd love to help you start making hundreds of dollars a day, thousands of dollars a day, quit your 9 to 5 job, accomplish your biggest dreams, whatever they are. It's most definitely possible, guys, for you, for anyone, no matter how much money you're starting with, we can help you get there. So give it a shot, guys. If you're not happy with the platform, within 3 days, you can get a full refund, no questions asked. But we know you're going to be happy, and we want you to be patient. The most important thing is to protect your capital. We want to teach you how to manage your risk, protect your capital, start slow, and start winning and stop guessing. That's what we do at Copy Trader. That's our whole mindset. That's our whole motto. And we hope that you join us in that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.